Shalom, shalom, peace and blessings, family. Welcome back to the Born a Levi experience here on Gocc Media. And I am your host and your brother Deacon Hazak. How we all doing in the room tonight or this evening? Welcome, family. How we all doing? We are here for another Thursday edition of the Born a Levi experience. Y'all see the topic of discussion that we're going to go into today. The great deception has already begun. And the question that we have to pose is technology leading the way for that? And we're going to talk about it, we're going to discuss it. And listen, it's going to be very interesting. So please, on your way in, hit that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this conversation. And welcome again. And if you are new, to this particular channel, please do us a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Like, comment, and subscribe, brothers and sisters. All right? So we're going to get started right here on the Born a Levi experience on the Gocc Media, starting now.
This is the Born of Levi experience on Gocc Media.
Yes. Welcome again to the Born a Levi experience here on Gocc Media. I am your host and your brother Deacon Hazak. Right, welcome everybody. I see everybody coming in. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Let me clap it up for you all. Thank you guys for coming in. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. Some serious times we're living in, guys. Some real serious times that we're living in. And listen, what a time to be alive. First and foremost, man. What a time to be alive. What a time to be in the land and living, man, to get to see these prophecies roll out, man. Listen, a lot of people don't even know that we're living in the midst of prophecy. Okay? A lot of people don't even know that that's what's happening. Prophecy is happening all around us, and people is not even aware that we're living through it. But before I continue, if I'm coming in nice and clear, brothers and sisters, please do me a favor like I do every week. Please drop a quam in the chat for me so I can see that I'm coming in nice and clear, and I know that the audio is good. And if the audio is good, we could continue, right? We are here. Okay. All praises. Once I see that super quam, I already know. I already know we cooking with grease now. All right. I seen the super quam in the chat. All right, good. All praises. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you all. All right. So y'all see the title of tonight's discussion. But before we go into that, let me also make mention, for those of you guys who don't know, I should say, right? Let me put this on the screen for y'all. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, right? It started July 12th. And if you missed it, if you missed the registration, it's not too late. It's not too late for you to register and to join the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Just visit us at historytimes.org. You see the information on the screen. historytimes.org. So that way you can enroll, right? Blessings to everybody who's coming in once again. I appreciate you all, and I thank you all. One second, everybody. All right. Had a little hiccup here. All right. So thank you guys for dropping the quam on. See, I'm coming in nice and clear. First and foremost, let me give all praises to the Most High. First and foremost, let me clap it up for the Most High. Oh, wrong sound bite. Gotta clap it up for the Most High for that. for allowing us to see another week, right? This week is coming to a close with the Sabbath rolling right around again, as we usually see it, for this blessed week that we've had. And I gotta say this as well too. I gotta say this. We go through so much on a day-to-day basis, on an everyday basis. Like, life could be really stressful. Life could be, sometimes feels like you have your back against the wall, like everything is stagnant, nothing is moving, there's no answers coming in. But I want to definitely thank the Most High for the little things that snaps us back into reality, and for what that looks like for me, and it should look like this for everybody else as well too. Is definitely the little things, like seeing your children, right? Seeing the expressions on their faces and just being able to embrace them. That actually, for me, I don't know about for y'all, but that usually snaps me back into reality, right? Whether it's your children, a loved one, right? Somebody you care about, right? And even if you don't have a significant other or you don't have children, just a call from somebody that you care about really changes your atmosphere, changes your day. So that's another thing too. A lot of us, we can't be so wrapped up in ourselves. There's people out there who may want to hear from you, right? So don't stay isolated. You never know how much of a simple phone call to a brother or sister, how far that could go for that person. So, use these opportunities that we have now, because who knows how long we'll be able to have technology. And this is why we got to talk about this technology that's rampant, right? Is technology preparing the way for what we know as the Great Deception? And that Great Deception could look like anything, and it could be a lot of things. A lot of things could be deceiving. Matter of fact, before I even do that, right, continue to hit that like button on your way in. And I'm not gonna be too long-winded tonight, because I definitely want to hit the point so that way I don't lose nobody. One thing that we have to, let me put this on the screen. One thing that we have to analyze and understand when it comes to breaking down prophecy, breaking down the signs of the times, understanding where we are, because there's a lot of people who get frustrated because they don't know the timeline or the chronology. Or people get thrown off because they're expecting one thing to happen and something else happens. But we can't look at the scriptures like that. We can't look at prophecy like that. But one thing that we can look at and we can identify is what Christ told the disciples concerning his return, concerning, what to expect leading up into the time of the changing of the guards, which is the changing of rulership from Esau to Jacob. Okay? I'm going to start here at Matthew 24. The first thing that Christ, matter of fact, let me read verse 3. Matthew 24:3. And it reads this, and a lot of you guys are already familiar with this particular scripture, but I'm going to read it again. But I want to focus on the highlighted part, which is verse 4. And it reads, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? So they wanted to know the specific signs to look for before he returns. And the signs that would lead up until the end of the world. And the end of the world, what is that? What does that look like? That is the world that they understood at that time. They were living under the Roman world. And they wanted to know, okay, when is the Roman world going to end and the Hebrew world begins, right? We read that in Second Esdras, right? For Jacob is Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the one that followeth. So they had this understanding. They knew that there was going to be a point in time where Jacob would take control of the earth again, would rule again. So they wanted to know the exact signs, because they thought when he was on the earth, he was coming to bring forth the kingdom at that time. Right? You guys see that, right? And thank you, Ahaya, for the super chat. All praises. Okay, so where are we at? So verse 4. Now I want you guys to pay attention to verse 4. Let's look at the first thing that he said would be leading up until the end of the world, or his coming. So clearly he says here in verse 4, and Yeshua answered, or if you see it there, he says Jesus, but that's the Greek name of Christ. We call him Yeshua, which is Savior, my Savior. And it says, and Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. So that was the first thing that Christ put out there as far as what to look for concerning his return and the end of the Roman world. So now I want you guys to see something here. Look at this. So like when you look at the word for in the Greek, the Greek word that was used there for the word deceive. Look at the definition there. It says to probably cause to, and look at the word, look at the first word there. Rome. Not the Roman Empire, but to roam, meaning to wander. I want y'all to keep that in mind. This is very interesting right here. It says to cause to roam from either safety, truth, or virtue. So according to Christ and what he depicted as far as what would be the signs of his coming, was something that would happen on the earth to cause people to stray from truth, to roam around, going from left and right, finding information, right? It says to roam from safety. So there's going to be something that's going to cause people to sway them. Let me put it back on the screen again. It's going to be something on this earth that's going to cause people to move from truth, move from safety, and also lose their power. Virtue means power. Lose their strength. So it was, and the thing is, we got to understand, Christ didn't say look for the wars. Didn't say look for the famines, which all of these things would play a part upon his return. Like these things would actually happen. It would be a trickle-down effect. But the first thing that he said to look forward for, to look out for, was deception. Something that would be caused to make one roam from truth, roam from safety, and roam from power. You'll be swayed. You'll be tossed to and fro, right? Trying to find the answers. And that's what deception was created for. So now the great deception, is technology now what's going to be used, or is being used, or is setting the stage for that? And I'm going to give you the short answer. Yes. And we're going to go through certain things, certain art. I'm going to read probably an article or two, see a video or two, which is going to cause us to understand that what the technology that we have on this earth, it was created for two reasons. it's like a two-edged sword. It's both good and bad, but it's not 100% evil and it's not 100% good. So it's basically what we would call a tool. So what does that sound like to y'all? Or what does it sound like to us? What is a tool? So now, when we look at weapons, for instance, we'll use a gun. Is the gun, I'm going to ask y'all, is the gun evil or is it good? Y'all could just put it in the chat. Amia is just greeting everybody in the chat. All right. Shalom, peace and blessings. All right, so that's the question. Is the gun good or is it evil? But what we have to understand, I see somebody said it's good. Okay. Somebody says depends on the user. All right. Anton, thank you for the super chat. Somebody says it's both. Somebody says it's good and evil. Okay. And I'm going to put it like this. It's neither. Because it's a tool. It's the same thing as a screwdriver. You use a screwdriver, you can use it for good or you can use it for evil. So the tool itself is not evil. It's the intent behind it. It's who's wielding it. It's who's using it. Water Yvonne for the super chat. All praises. Right? So it's depending on who's using the tool, their intentions behind the tool is what makes the tool evil. So now, technology, is technology evil? And we could say the same thing with technology. Technology is neither good or evil. It's a tool. Now, depending on what you do with the technology, that's what makes the use of it either evil or good. So the technology that we have on this earth today has to be looked at for what it was created for. A tool. Both harnessing the power of good and evil, allowing the user to choose. So now, stick with me. So now that we understand that technology is a tool and is not necessarily the tool that's evil, but the user of the tool which makes it evil. Christ definitely told, I'm going to put it on the screen again. Christ told us again in Matthew 24 verse 4 that to take heed that no man deceives you. So now we have modern day technology, right? With this technology that we have on this earth today, it has made it possible now to now deceive many people all over the earth at one time. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how that's possible. Like even right now, like me broadcasting via technology, via, I got a computer screen here. I got a camera, got the microphone so you guys can hear my voice. These technologies is now allowing me to reach more people than I could have reached just by standing on my block. All right. So that's the same way the technology is being used to reach more people. Now technology has more access to people to either do two things. Let me put that back on the screen. Now the technology has the possibility to do what we see on the screen, to deceive, to cause people to roam. Highlight that word again. This is very interesting that this word is here. Now, because of the technology that we have on this earth, the technology can now roam in different remote areas in the earth. Like there be videos I'll be seeing of people in almost damn near third world countries. They barely got running electricity. They barely got running water, but they got a cell phone. And they're streaming what they're doing in their country from a cell phone. Now, that image now is being broadcasted throughout the four corners of the earth. Technology was has made it possible for us to see what people are doing across the world, and vice versa. So now the news media, same thing. The news media now can now reach people in remote areas that it was never able to reach before. Now, going back in time, I would say the first news apparatus that they would use, of course, it was the newspaper. You know, they had what they call it, the telegrams, or I don't even know what they used to call it, but regular newspapers. But then technology boomed, and then people started having in their homes radios, and people all over the country used to tune into the radio, right? They used to listen to certain, like there would be certain programs on the radio that would come through the radio station at a certain time, and they would be they would listen to certain stories. I remember one they used to talk about when I was a kid, talking about what was it, the War of the Worlds. It was like some kind of sci-fi story that people would sit around the radio to listen to a so-called story of a alien invasion. And this is how they would use the radio to spread information. Then technology advanced, and now people started having televisions in all of their homes. Right? Now you have the television, where now you could listen to a story, you could watch a movie, you could listen to the news anchor to tell you a story of what's happening either in your neighborhood or on the other side of the earth. So this is what the technology was being used for. Mass media, to cause people to roam, either from safety or to safety, however you want to look at it, right? From truth or to truth. Because like now with the rise of media, people could now either use it to tell the truth or conceal the truth or completely lie. This is the time frame, or not time frame, excuse me. This is the time period that we have come into. We read it in the book of Daniel, where it says that many shall, in the last days, matter of fact, I should put it on the screen, that in the last days, many shall run to and fro, right? Knowledge shall increase. Let me put that on the screen. And continue to hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Let me put that on the screen. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Where are you? In the book of Daniel. I'll put it on the screen really quickly. Where are you? Let me see what we got here. I'm using a new system, so I'm trying to figure out how to use this thing. 1 second, guys. 1 second, Daniel. Give me 1 second, guys. It's not even coming up. All right, here I go. Here it goes. Here it goes, guys. Here it goes. So we in the book of Daniel. Where my kid's not pulling up right here. Okay, right here. It took a while to find this thing. All right, right here. Let me highlight it. Here it goes. Look. Using this new technology here. Technology. Yeah. So right here, Daniel 12:4 says, "But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the end of," even to the time of the end, because why? "Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." So this was already prophesied, and Daniel was already shown that in the future, and I'm pretty sure, and I believe that he was shown the time that we're living in. I believe a lot of the prophets were being shown the time that we were living in, that we live in. So it said that, so they understood, or Daniel understood, that so much knowledge would increase on the earth that people would what? Roam, would go to and fro. See, stick with me. Knowledge shall, many shall run to and fro. We just read in Matthew 24 where Christ said that many shall be deceived. And when you go into that word deceive, it means to roam, to be swayed, to be pushed from truth, from safety, from virtue, or to virtue. Either way, pushed towards it or pushed away from it. And Daniel was also shown that people will run to and fro when knowledge shall increase on the earth. So what the prophets, what Daniel and them, what they seen was a rise of technology that would allow people to either conceal the truth, bring truth, hide truth, or spread lies. So now, let's do this. I hope y'all following me. Stick with me now. The Water Demond Hammond for the super chat. Bless your heart. All praises. So now, let me show y'all something here. Matter of fact, before I go to this video, we all know that technology, or the technology that I'm talking about right now, and y'all already guessed it, y'all already know where I'm going to, is what we know as AI. What they call artificial intelligence. And this artificial intelligence, when it first was being rolled out, and people, like, I'm talking about everyday average normal people had access to AIs. That AI actually the access of being able to have those AIs did something. It did something to the minds of so many people. And I was saying this in the beginning, before AI was so rampant, or a lot of people have access, because like now you could just go on Google and you have access to an AI, right? These apps that's out here, you could just readily go in the App Store and download these apps and create these things through AI. But I remember I was saying, I believe that they allowed us to have access to these AIs to create these videos. And I know a lot of you, and I'm gonna play some videos as well too. They allowed us to have access to these videos, to create certain videos using AI, using our imagination. I believe that they allowed us to have it, so that way now the regular layman person can't decipher what's real from fake. I don't know if you guys experience that. There's some videos now, years ago, we would see them on the internet and we'd be like, oh shoot, y'all seen what happened? Did you see this happen? And now as we're getting closer to the end, now you can't even decipher if a video that you're watching is even if it's real or if it's actually artificial intelligence. Right? I'm going to play a couple of videos because what have we seen? There's a thing called, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to show you guys a video on it. There's a thing called deep fakes. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Some of you are probably aware of it, and some of you are probably not aware of deep fakes. What is a deep fake? A deep fake is where you can have an AI generated video, and it could not necessarily be a real preacher. Like I'm gonna use a preacher for instance. You could create a deep fake sermon where you have you'll have it like it look like a pastor there, and he's preaching a sermon, but it's a fake. You could have it where there's deep fake politicians, where you could have a known politician being out there, and I've seen deep fake videos of Obama. Some of y'all seen it. Trump, Biden, saying things that they did not say. Matter of fact, let me read this article real quick. Let's go to this article. Communication psychology, right? So now it says the continued influence of AI generated deepfake videos despite transparency warnings. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but if you let's say if you create an AI video and you put it out there on like Instagram or YouTube, whatever the case is, whatever platform, you now must identify, and this is how crazy the use of AI got. You have to now identify if the video that you're playing or that you've created, and you have to specify if it's an AI generated video to let the users know that, hey, this is not real. And that goes to show you how real the technology has become. Because I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you guys remember when they first started to roll out these AIs and these AI generated videos. You couldn't, you was able to tell, all right, that's not, the mechanics of it wasn't as smooth. You would have somebody running and they'll be missing an arm or a leg. And so you can say, oh, all right, that's an AI video. Now, with the technology that they've released now, you can't really tell if the video is AI generated or not. It looks completely real. Somebody asks, how can you tell a deep fake video? So we're going to try to attempt to figure that out today. Right? So in this article, it says the continued influence of AI generated deepfake videos despite transparency warnings. And this was a recent article, right? So let's look here. Look, it says advances. I hope you guys can see. I know it might be a little too little on your screen, but I'm going to read it for you. Right? Continue to hit that like button on your way in. It says advances in artificial intelligence have made it easier to create highly realistic deep fake videos. Highly realistic videos, which can appear to show someone doing, so listen to this clearly, which could appear to show someone doing or saying something they did not do or say. And that's the scary part. And this is what I believe Christ was warning us as far as the deception. Because deception can come in many shapes or forms. You can have a false teacher. Right? We've been experiencing that for the longest. You could have a false prophet. You could have somebody faking a fake politician, a fake salesman. I mean, these things we've been seeing. But what if now the technology that is being used is so realistic. Now it could go to what Christ said could deceive the very elect. I'm going to read that a little later. Right? So now so it says these highly deepfake, realistic deepfake videos, which can appear to show someone doing or saying something they did not say. Deep fakes, right? Deep fakes may present a threat to individuals and society. This is the truth. So now we're living in a time where you can't even believe anymore what you're seeing. It's almost impossible to believe what you're seeing. And I believe that this was done purposely, because even in the scriptures, and I believe in the book of Revelations, where it tells you that the things that men will see, it would cause their hearts to stop, or something like that, or whatever the case. I'm paraphrasing, where it talks about the things that men will see. It will cause men's hearts to fail them. So a lot of things that we're gonna start to see, and we may be able to see it, and we live in a time where when something is happening, somebody is pulling out a phone and recording. So now somebody got that recording and they see like, yo, y'all would never believe this. I seen such and such. I seen this alien, or whatever the case is, and they put it out there on social media. Now the video could be real, and the person who actually who posted it is a real person. But now when it circulates throughout the internet, now because of the rise of AI, people could be like, I look like AI to me. I don't think that's real. So could they have done this as a deterrent for the masses to not be prepared or be ready for what is going to be rolled out? These are things that we gotta start thinking about. And the way I'm looking at it now, if I don't see it with my own two eyes, I'm not gonna readily believe it. Right? We're going to need at least 2 or 3 more witnesses. It says, for example, I'm going to continue reading. It says, for example, I'm right here. Deep fakes can be used to influence, listen to this, can be used to influence elections by discrediting political opponents. Psychological research shows that people's ability to detect deep fake videos varies considerably, making us potentially vulnerable to the influence of the video we have failed to identify as fake. That we fail to identify as fake. So with this rise of AI, they're saying that people are now more vulnerable to being swayed or being deceived. People are now more vulnerable to being deceived. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. I gotta show y'all this again. And I believe it's not by accident. I believe it's not by accident that but Christ said this. That Christ said this. Okay, right here. That is the first sign that he told his disciples and us, the believers, for the remote generation, that to take heed that no man deceives you. And that what does that deception look like? Why is it down here now? What does that deception look like? Here's the Greek word for deceive. Having you roam, searching day and night for information, looking at this over here, looking at that over here, listening to them tell you, okay, peace and safety here. This is the truth here. This is a lie there. And what? Having you move from your virtue. Now because you don't know what to believe, you're powerless now at this point in time. Because you're roaming to and fro, like we read in the book of Daniel, like you're going to and fro from searching from all this knowledge. Now you're powerless to the point where you don't even know what to believe. And that is what this great deception is leading to. That's what this technology is leading to. Not to say that the technology itself is evil. It's the user. People are wicked. The agenda, the system. Because technology is a tool. It's a tool. The same way how you would use a weapon, it's a tool. So, going back to this article, so we see in this article it's telling us that people now are vulnerable, especially for our elderly too. Like I've seen videos online where the children of these older parents, they'll create these videos and showing to their parents or grandparents, knowing that they're not privy to the technology, and almost dang near giving them heart attacks. So a lot of people is not able to decipher the real from the fake. Even though social media websites is telling the users, all right, you have to label your information if it's been AI generated. It's still confusing the masses, right? Let's continue reading. It says, however, I'm reading from here. It says, however, little is known about the potential impact of a deepfake video that has been explicitly identified and flagged as fake. And you see, and that's the thing that I don't like about them flagging videos as fake. Because like I said, the video could be 100% true. But now, because of all of this AI, this technology now, we can't decipher if it is real or not, if it's fake or not. So it is being used in two ways to deceive on many levels, guys. And like I said, there's gonna be some things that we're gonna be seeing online. People are gonna be seeing video, and like there's things that's happening on the dark web. Videos of people recording certain things, certain supernatural events, right? Certain extraterrestrial things like yo, nah, this is out of this world. It could be pretty much real. But because of the use of AI now we're gonna be like, oh, that's AI. We're gonna write everything off as fake. And I think that's where the deception is gonna come in. It says, however, little is known about the potential impact of a deepfake video that has been explicitly identified and flagged as fake. Examining this issue is important because current legislative initiatives to regulate AI emphasize transparency. So that's what they want. They want the user to be transparent. Is your video a deep fake? Is it AI generated or is this real? But they done open up the rabbit. They done open up this bag of tricks. Now it don't matter if they label it or not, because people are still having a hard time deciphering if it's real or not. Because what if the video is actually real, but they put on the bottom of it, this video was AI generated? This is the deception here, man. Look at this. It's part of the deception, I should say. I'll come back to this. Let me see. There's something else I wanted to read on this. Right here. Look at this. Look at this part of the article. Look at this. And this is how dangerous these deepfake videos, these deceptive videos could be. Look, it says in March of 2022, weeks after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a video being shared online appeared to show Ukraine's president, Vladimir Zelensky, telling his people to surrender in the midst of them going to war. There was a video going around of him telling his people to surrender. That's crazy, right? It says the video was an entirely fabricated deep fake, so called because these fake videos are produced using deep learning artificial intelligence. Okay, so now, where am I? Look at this. I'll come back to this. So now, everything is being used to distract and to deceive us. Matter of fact, look at it like this as well too. When you scrolling, when you scrolling on whatever social media platform that you're using, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everybody has a profile basically, and your profile is being controlled by an algorithm. So they'll use things like your age, right, your sex, and your preferences as far as what you like to watch, and they'll continue to feed you those particular videos. So now this technology now is molding the way you think, molding your mind. So this is why it's very, very, very important for you to once in a while, erase all your cache or whatever the case is, and start fresh, because these algorithms starts feeding you the content that you like to watch, and now you lose sight of everything else that's around you, because now the AI is now dictating, or the algorithm is now dictating what's true to you or what's false. So I found this video very interesting. I'm going to play it real quick. It's a video titled "Investigating the Deep Fakes," right? AI deep fakes, and this is pretty wild. And I'm gonna play it on the screen, and I want you guys to see how advanced these videos look, right? And this is not my video. I'm using it for educational purposes only.
All right, before we can investigate deepfakes, let's break down what they are. A deepfake is just a piece of media that makes a person do.
I'm sorry to cut it, but you see how on the right side it's him, but on the left side you got what you call his name?
That never happened using deep learning.
Name,
hence the word deep fake. The technology has been around since 2017, but it started going viral with this.
I'm gonna show you some magic. It's the real thing.
Except, of course,
you know, and you wouldn't be able to tell if that was not Tom Cruise. Morgan Freeman, yeah. He's so old I forgot his name. But y'all seen what Tom Cruise looked like just now?
it's not the real thing. That's not Tom Cruise. It's Miles Fisher, and he's the co-founder.
He looked like Tom Cruise though. He could pass for Tom Cruise, but he used AI to change his face. And brothers and sisters, they could do that to anybody. Anybody is able to use this technology. That's the dangerous part. That's where the deception on a mass level, where it's gonna come. Matter of fact, hold on. Before I'm gonna continue with this video, I gotta read this. So we read in Matthew 24, verse 4, and Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceives you. Right? And we know the Greek word there calls you to roam from safety, roam from truth, or to truth, either way, or from your virtue. And look at the next verse that he says here. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall, the same word there, deceive many. So through this rise of this deception, they will cause people to move from truth, roam to and fro, but within that deception, they will cause people to believe that they are with Christ and shall deceive many. Who's to say that they can't use an artificial, charismatic person and lead many people into a false religion? Who? They've been talking about what they call that project called Project Bluebeam, where they could use holographic images to make it look like something is appearing in the sky. I'm gonna try to find one of those videos. To tell you what I'm saying. But the same way, let me go back to this video now. The same way how this guy right here was able to change his face into another person's face, into Tom Cruise's face, they could do that with anybody and lead people to believe like, yo, this is the way.
Founder of Metaphysic AI, and he deepfaked himself several times, fooling almost everyone. If you made a chart of realism from 0 to 100, this felt like a 90, and I was worried about how it could be abused with scams, especially as they put in more effort, time, and money to push the realism. And that's why I reached out to Metaphysic AI in 2022 to collaborate, and they agreed to deepfake me so I could warn people. But unfortunately, that's when I hit a roadblock, because I learned about the incredibly complicated technology behind Deep Tom Cruise. I would need multiple broadcast cameras, lights, I had to read a special script, and that's just to get the model trained. Then you have to act, and for a variety of reasons, I wasn't able to finish the video. The magic of Deep Tom Cruise was that they made a very complicated process just look really easy. But ultimately, I'm glad I didn't finish that video, because I was about to warn the world about this kind of hyper-realistic deepfake. And that's kind of what the world already is worried about, right? Because it captures our imagination. We can all imagine a world where this is the norm, that you really can't tell what's real or fake. And that's why every few years, a hyper-real deepfake celebrity goes viral, because it's a step towards that fear.
Look at this. Look at this deepfake Morgan Freeman. And that's the creepy part, yo. They could use anybody's face or likeness to tell a story, to frame somebody. Like this is not a good thing right here. And that's why the technology itself is not evil, but if it falls in the wrong hands, you could deceive millions, billions, the world if you wanted to.
Towards that fear.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, like Jordan Peele.
But today I'm convinced there's a bigger risk, something that I spent very little time worrying about, which is actually the dumb deepfakes, the slop deepfakes, the obviously bad ones that were made on...
So there you go, where you could see, like, you know, the like, I don't want to say the misuse, but like the flaws in AI videos, right? When people are creating certain AI videos, you can tell when something was AI generated, because it don't be natural. This guy should have been squished, decapitated almost, right? Or severed in half by the train passing by, and him and his dog. So this is how you're able to tell certain fakes. But what if this is the technology that they released to us, and the technology that they have access to is far more advanced than what they released to the public. I believe that. So,
consumer apps, the kind of deepfakes you don't need professional equipment for or a Hollywood team for. Early on, most people and myself just disregarded them because it just seemed like they were obviously fake. But the threat I didn't see coming was that curve we saw earlier flattening. and the low-effort deepfakes starting to get realistic enough to fool enough people. And that makes them far more dangerous than deep Tom Cruise could ever be, because unlike him, anyone can make slop deepfakes easily and at scale. And of course, that's exactly what happened in 2025, literally the year of slop. That's when we all saw a tidal wave of content, and it's not a surprise why. AI tools had gotten cheap enough, easy enough, and just good enough to flood social media. And unfortunately, I think deepfakes are experiencing the same phenomenon. Just think about the difference between the two approaches. 4 years ago, I was set to collaborate with a world-leading deepfake company. I would need their help, their specialized technology, a custom training set, and a huge amount of data. But today, I deepfaked the intro you saw in the beginning with 2 $20 subscriptions by myself. I used the like.
Look at that. It only cost him $20. A $20 subscription was able to make him make a deepfake that was very realistic. People spend $20 like nothing. So what's $20? So if $20 could allow you to do this, what can you imagine what the more expensive tier of whatever AI you're using could make you do?
Of 3 presidents, the world's richest man, the world's most popular YouTuber and podcaster, and had them all say things they never said. And how long did it take me? 2 days, mostly because I'd never done it before. And you might say, well, it didn't look as real as deep Tom Cruise, and that's absolutely true. But my question that I'm starting to ask is, does it need to be that real to fool enough people to be dangerous? How good is the average person anyways at telling the difference between AI fakes and the real thing? And this is where I realized I needed an expert's help. So I went to the Discord diner to find.
So he does a lot of talking. But as you can see, that's what $20 was able to make him do. Hold on, I want to find something. I want to show you guys something here. I forgot what did I use to make this thing. I want to show you guys a video. I don't remember what I used to make it. But I'm going to show y'all some more videos online and on Instagram that I found. Some videos I was looking at it, like, you know, you find some of these channels where it's like showing conspiracy stuff or you know, things that we know exist, but they're showing, oh look, they do exist, but now you can't tell nowadays. And he said that he was able to make certain videos with just $20. Look, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find this video for y'all. I don't even remember what. I never remember what platform I made it on, but when I find it, I'm gonna show y'all, and then y'all gonna be like, yo, I was able to create that video from a prompt. So now imagine what people are able to do now, where now you could actually record yourself saying something, and then change your face and your voice, and it sound like somebody else. It's crazy. Continue to hit that like button, brothers and sisters, on your way in, man. Continue to hit that like button on your way in. And while I'm finding this video, I'm gonna put this on the screen as well too. I'm still in Matthew the 24th chapter. Matthew 24 and 24. This is what Christ told us. It says, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great," look, you see, it said, he said, "they shall also show great signs and wonders." So now that the rise of technology is so rampant and we can see things, a lot of things that we didn't, I wouldn't say believe, but we didn't have access to, or we didn't see in our faces, now we're able to see them now through the use of AI generated videos. It's different signs, different wonders. Like now you're looking at something like, yo, Is this real? Now, who's to say that this technology is not going to be used to create these great signs and wonders? Listen to what else Christ said. He said, in so much that if it were possible, if it was possible now, they shall deceive the very elect. So I do believe that technology is going to play a major, or is playing a major role in these signs that Christ warned the disciples and warned us as far as what to look for upon his coming. And I don't know about y'all, but these AI generated videos, like I said, now we don't even know if these videos is AI generated or if they're real or fake anymore. Can't tell. But I'm trying to find this video. Give me 1 sec. I gotta find this. I gotta show y'all this. I have to show y'all this. I mean, do I have to update this phone? Maybe. Let me update this app and let me pull it up. I want to show y'all something. And as I'm doing that, I also want to show you guys certain videos. And while I'm updating this app, I'm gonna pull up the Instagram and I'm gonna show y'all some videos. It's like, yo, is that real or is it fake? Give me 1 second. Continue to hit that like button, man. So as I'm updating this app, oh, they removed this app? I think they removed this app. Oh, they removed it. That's why it doesn't work. They removed it. Oh, okay. All right, forget about it. Let me pull up these videos on Instagram, because I had an app that I used to use, but it looked like it's no longer in use. But now let me go to YouTube, not YouTube, Instagram. So look at this video right here. Let me show y'all. Come on. All right, let me show y'all this video. So look at this. Look at the title. See? And we all know, according to scripture, we know giants are real. At one point in time, they used to roam the earth. And we do understand that they didn't go nowhere. Because in the scriptures, it says, I believe it says in Genesis 6, it says that there was giants in the earth in those days and after that. So after the flood, all of the giants weren't done away with. We could even read stories where David fought against giants. What's his name? Goliath was a giant, and so on and so forth. Even Moses, right, fought against Og, king of Bashan. But we know, and we've heard recent stories of the Kandahar giant that was found in the caves of Afghanistan or Iraq, one of the two. So look at this video. So it says, a video from Iceland goes viral, sparks debate on the existence of dragons. And also we know that dragons are also real. We know that the scripture speaks about dragons, that dragons used to roam the earth as well too. But, they like to say dragons are myth. But look at this video right here. And this is what people are doing. People are using these type of videos to fake the world. What looks like somebody with a camera, like years ago, right? Hopefully it's not echoing. Is it echoing? All right, so years ago, people weren't able to make these type of videos, right? It's a figment of our imagination. But like, as you can see, this looked like somebody filming this from like a distance, right? And as you can see, they got if you look really closely in the lower left-hand corner, it got like the date from like an old VHS camera. So that looks like, to me, that looks like AI, or is it? Let me show y'all some more from this person's page. What else he got here? And we could find these videos all over social media. Look at this. Look. So now we all grew up watching videos and watching horror movies about vampires and all this. But look at the caption. A vampire was found buried under a church in Poland. This could be real. It could be fake. We don't know. Look, with the classic stake in the heart. You got the vampire fangs. Is it real? Look at the claws on that thing. See, look, like, how are we supposed to tell if this is real or fake now? With the rise of all of these AIs. Give me 1 second. Right? Let's see what else he got going on. There's so much other videos I could show y'all. There was one in particular that got me. I was like, yo, come on, man. What is this? I don't even know what that is. Give me 1 second. Well, let me see. There's so much. Another one concerning giants. Like, looking at this, we could tell, all right, this got to be AI generated, but who's to say? The night the giant walked. It's got a big old footprint in mud. And it's blocked off. See what I'm saying? All these is deep fakes. Look at this.
Holy shit.
It says this dark demonic mass was spotted in a parking lot. Like, what is that supposed to be? We don't know. Niggas say it's a UFO. But it's a video. Who generated it? Who shot the video? You see what I'm saying? On and on and on. There's so much other videos. Look at this one. This one, I found this one interesting too. UFO spotted in West Virginia. Could it be? And it's gone. Could it be real? We don't know. And brothers and sisters, this is the technology. Let me pause it real quick. This is the technology that's out here that's being used to deceive people. You don't know if it's real or fake. You don't know what it is. Like they could now, with the rise of this type of technology, they could create anything and say, yeah, we found and show us a video saying that we found the Ark of the Covenant. Here's the video proof where we know where the Ark of the Covenant actually is. The Most High hid it. He used Prophet Jeremiah to actually hide the Ark of the Covenant. So when you hear these Ethiopians talking about we got the Ark of the Covenant, if they had the Ark of the Covenant, they would be ruling the world right now. Right? They would be unstoppable as a nation. And they've never showed it to the world. Where they be having this dirty white sheet, and it's a curtain. Talking about it's behind this dirty white curtain right here. Yeah, but we can't show y'all. But who's to say now, with these deep fake videos, they could create some kind of a video and be like, yo, we found the Ark of the Covenant. You know what I'm saying? It could go either way. And I'm mad that I'm mad that they took away this app, man. I wanted to show y'all a video that I was able to create from a free account. they took away this app quick, yo. I was able to create this from a fake, not a fake, sorry, but from a free account. So if you could imagine if I had a real account, it's not coming up anymore. Let me see. Let me see. I think I downloaded it. Let me try one more thing. Give me 1 second. Give me one more second. Let me see if I can find something real quickly. If I still have that, praise the Most High. If I don't, it's all good. I gotta find this thing. Let's see. Let's see if I have a video somewhere. And I did this video a while back, just messing around with the technology, and I was able to produce something that was like, yo, what in the world? How was I able to do this? I'm trying to see something here. Give me 1 second. Continue to hit that like button, brothers and sisters. I gotta find this video. I gotta find this. And if I don't have it, it's okay. But y'all get the point of what I'm talking about here. Y'all get the point of what I'm talking about. I can't believe they took away the app. All right. So it's looking like I don't have the image anymore, or the video anymore. This is weird. All right. You know what? Let's scrap that, because I'm gonna be here driving myself crazy trying to find this video to show y'all. Yeah, it's gonna drive me crazy. All right. Continue to hit that like button, guys. So now, let me go to this scripture. Let's go to this. Let me read this real quick. And there's and like I've been saying, there's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna fall to the influence of these deep fakes and these AIs. But this shouldn't be us. Because first of all, we read earlier how Christ already told us to be not deceived. And moving forward, the way is looking, guys, we're not going to be able to believe a lot of things that we just see on TV or Instagram or whatever, or what have you. It's going to be hard moving forward for us to believe things that they showing us on TV. And if you didn't see it with your own two eyes, don't readily believe it. Do yourself a favor. And one thing that you could do to help yourself is what the scripture tells us. In 1 John 4, verse 1. Hear what it says here. It says, beloved, believe not every spirit. That's the first thing. You can't just believe everything that you see in your face. Even if it looked like a person that you normally listen to all the time, like, all right, this is what the scripture says. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High. Because what? Many false prophets are gone out into the world. That's scripture. Especially right now that we are living in a time of great deception using technology. Like we seen in the video, this guy was able to clone Morgan Freeman's face and his whole likeness being a white guy. So, yo, I'm telling y'all, ain't gonna be nothing for them to use one of our likeness and claim that one of us did something. It's the time we living in, man. This is why we gotta pray, and hopefully the Most High have mercy on us and shield us from certain attacks. Right? It says, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua Christ is come in the flesh is of the Most High. So this is how we're going to be able to try the spirits. That's the only way. If they don't profess that Christ has come in the flesh, then we already know we can mark them off as a false prophet, as a deceiving spirit. See, verse 3 says, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yeshua Mashiach is come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already it is in the world. It's already here. All right? That spirit of Antichrist, it's already in the world. It's already here. It's not going to be a situation where how they made us believe that it's going to be this one boogeyman to come out of nowhere and rule the world. No. If you don't confess Christ came in the flesh, you already have the spirit of Antichrist. That's what the scripture says. So that's how we're going to be able to try the spirit. That's how we're going to be able to discern. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to discern just from watching a video if something is real or not. Matter of fact, let me pull that up too. I'm gonna pull up that scripture, but before I pull up that scripture, I'm gonna play this video. One second, let me pull this up for y'all. Hold on. I think we. Wait, hold on. I gotta play this again. Look at this. As old as this man is, man, they won't leave this guy alone, man. Leave him alone, man.
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real.
Yo, you see how they had the Pope? See how they had the Pope in some jacket? That looked real. Where is it, man?
What you see is not real.
Look. You ain't never see the Pope in this jacket. These people, yo, this technology, man, is just so crazy. Like, look what they're able to create.
Did you notice this wasn't a real video? It can sometimes be difficult to spot AI-generated videos known as deepfakes. That is, digitally manipulated content where a person's face, expression, or speech is altered by AI.
I think as of today, if it's reasonably good, it's going to be very hard for the average person to detect it by just listening to it or watching it. I see a lot of people ask me, what are the cues I can look at?
Some things that might be helpful now are to look for videos that might be pixelated in particular areas that are blurry. And sometimes if an image just looks too good to be true, it might actually be fake. When a deepfake is made, it's made on available data, available images. And so the default of an artificially generated image tends to be pretty and pleasing, right? So things that might look abnormal might actually less likely to be deepfaked. But the models are changing. And if somebody realizes that a tip might be a deepfake doesn't blink, then everyone will look around and see that it doesn't blink. And then suddenly we'll have a new method where people are blinking.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
If you actually want to have a very good detection system, you have to run a whole series of detection techniques to be able to analyze a particular video or audio.
And who has the time to do that? Like, the average regular layman person doesn't have the ingenuity to run a video through a program to tell if it's real or not. So how was that helping anybody? And this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted it to be a situation where the average person won't be able to tell if the video is real or not. Definitely leading us to what Christ told us would be part of that deception, being deceived, moving you away from the truth, moving you away from safety with a video. And right now, that's through technology, that's how I'm seeing that's happening. That's the only way they could convince billions of people on the earth to do something. Matter of fact, we witnessed that. I'll come back to the view. We've actually witnessed that 6 years ago, 2020. They were able to use their technology, which is mass media, to convince the world to stay in the house. Y'all don't remember that? They convinced the world to stay in a house. They convinced the world to make sure that you guys stand 6 feet apart. They convinced the world, the whole world now, to wear a mask. And it worked. So technology is that deception that is going to be used. Well, this form of technology is going to be the deception to be used to deceive many. And we're already seeing it being able to deceive many. Just like Christ said. Oh, let me go back to the video.
Tools are technical tools that run kind of the meta-analysis of the video and the audio to see if there's any alterations in between the frames or maybe in the audio. And so they're models that are just looking for the probability that something has been altered. Most deepfake detection tools are just going to give you a likelihood that something is faked, and a good deepfake detection tool might tell you where it's been faked.
And you see, they keep saying a good deepfake detection tool. Like, who has that? I don't have no detection tool. I gotta run every video through a detection tool to make sure if it's real or not. Like, that's exhausting. Who has the time to do that?
Or where something looks suspicious. So then somebody that's using the tool can then go follow up and investigate that further.
Imagine this for a second. One man with total control of billions of people's stolen data, all their secrets, their lives, their futures. Whoever controls the data controls the future.
When it comes to regulating deepfakes, there's
now you can tell that was an AI. Like that didn't even look real.
Discussions about how should we hold platforms responsible if they know that a deepfake is there. And I do think that the appetite for regulation of large social media companies is changing, but how do you do that? And then how do you enforce it? And that's the really big question about some of the policy recommendations that people have.
And you know, another thing that this thing is doing too is also gonna be able to make people be on some like this new footage of or a new photo of such and such person has recently surfaced. Now it makes us question history. I've seen a picture like that. Matter of fact, where I seen a picture that just recently surfaced of Martin Luther King standing and holding two white women. And the picture did look old though. It looked like it was shot in the 1960s. But now with this AI thing, I can't tell if it was a real generated image of him. Now and it had the caption talk about some. Now this makes us question certain parts of history. Now, I mean, like, you know, there's gonna be no end to this thing.
How are we going to enforce it, and what are the penalties for violating it?
This is like an arms race. The people making the synthetic media and altered media are going to get better and better, and the detection methods will get better and better. But there's going to be a point where I'm a little bit worried.
You see, so they know that the technology is going to only get better and better. Like, look at the technology that we have now compared to what we had 5 years ago. compared to what we had 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Look how advanced technology has gone in the past 20 years, 30 years even. It's almost night and day what the technology that we have today. I remember growing up, the video games that we used to play was almost dang near stick figures. Now you playing the game is lifelike, it's realistic, like the movements is real. It almost looked like real people. The mechanics is more smoother. So the technology is only going to get better. And I believe when they opened up CERNs, and I'm long overdue to talk about CERNs. I'm gonna talk about them pretty soon. Do a show on them or something like that. But when they opened up the CERNs and all of that, and did whatever they did, they opened up a doorway. They opened up something, and something came through that doorway, right? And when you read scriptures like in Revelations where it says that the key of the bottomless pit, who got the key? Who? It says a key was given them to open it up. So they were able, so somehow these satanic powers will be able, or these scientists, whatever you want to call them, they will develop a form of technology that would grant them access to open up the bottomless pit. And there's a particular angel that will give them that particular power. Is that far-fetched? Is that sci-fi? No, that's real life. But I believe with the opening of these portals, of these gates, came another level of advanced technology that they're not going to share with us and tell us. Like, what do you think where you guys think the term genius come from? Where do you think the term genius come from? Matter of fact, let me pull that up for y'all real quick, just so y'all don't think that I'm just making it up. Let me pull up the etymology of the word genius. Huh? Look at this. Let me pull it up for y'all. The etymology of the word genius, if you didn't know. This is from the late 14th century. Right? It says a tutelary, I don't even know what that word is, or moral spirit, who guides and governs an individual through life. Who guides and governs an individual through life. From Latin genius, guardian, deity, or spirit, which watches over each person from birth. Now, but we know that's not the genius that we're talking about. We talk about what they call guardian angels. Not a guardian angel, it's the angel of the presence. Okay? It says a spirit, incarnation. It could be a talent, prophetic skill, the male spirit, or jinns. Okay? So we know that to be considered a genius, you are being guided by a deity or a spirit. So when they call certain people geniuses, that person had access to a spirit that no one else had access to, that gave them high level knowledge and technology. How do you think certain men were able to invent or create certain inventions? The normal mind can't fathom some of the things that these guys be creating. You had to have access to some outworldly being, some supernatural being that gave you supernatural intelligence to create certain things. So as these people tamper with different occult practices, they open up certain doorways and gates, which gives them access to technology and knowledge that a mere man can't just fathom. Like the story of how the propulsion labs were actually created. And for those who don't know what that is, basically how NASA got the technology to create the propulsion labs. It was through an occultist. What was his name? I forget his name, but it was an occultist. Okay, it was an occultist who dibbled and dabbled in satanic practices. I think his name was Ben Carson, I believe. I'm gonna look him up, but it's known that he was able to receive certain information because he did certain rituals, and he created, or he was given the information on how to create jet propulsions for spaceships. And that's what NASA used, okay, to this day, the same technology that he was able to unlock. So when they call people geniuses, they know what they're talking about. It's just that we don't know. We just think that the word genius, oh, he's super smart. Nah, you super smart with a demon in you. That's what it is. That's what a genius is. Okay. Thank you, Ro Allen, for the super chat. Let's continue with this video.
I also believe that we may get to a point in our society where, you can't believe anything unless you've seen it with your own eyes.
See, I just said that. Didn't I just say that? I didn't even know he was going to say that. I just said that. We coming to the point where you can't believe what you see with your own eyes. You're going to have to actually see it for yourself. Didn't I say that earlier? See, so they know we coming to that time. It's getting crazy.
Or you get the content from some really trusted third party.
I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?
Look at it. You see that? 1 second. What was this guy name? I'm trying to find this guy's name. I know his name wasn't Ben Carson. I don't know why that name even came in my mind. Hold on, I gotta find this guy's name. See, yeah, I see. See, I said Ben Carson, but I was close. It's actually Jack Parsons. You know what I'm saying? So my memory ain't that bad. I said, yeah, Jack Parsons. Yes, and see, y'all put it on the screen too. I didn't even know y'all was doing that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all real ones. Y'all be doing the research. I'll be talking. But as you can see here, yeah, this guy right here, Jack Parsons. So it says, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory was founded in 1936 by a trio of researchers from the California Institute of Technology. Self-taught. See? Self-taught. They be telling us. Self-taught. Rocket engineer. Like, how do you self-teach yourself how to build a rocket? How you do that? Where are you getting the information from? It says self-taught rocket engineer Jack Parsons, graduate student Frank Molina, and mechanic Edward Foreman, working under the guidance of Caltech professor Theodore von Carmine, or whatever his name is. So basically, these are the men. They were, see, Jack Parsons, a pioneering chemist and rocket engineer who invented the first castable composite solid rocket propellant. So it's right here. The information is out there. But it was known that Jack Parsons was an occultist. He was into hidden, he had access to hidden knowledge, which was on the left-hand side, necromancing and dealing with demons, which gave him the information on how to create rockets. And it's the same technology that NASA use today. It's not, and it's not hidden knowledge. So when they call you a genius and you have access to this technology that we just seeing, like, yeah, there's a new invention. Yeah, how did you make that? What do you have access to that we don't have access to? That's what makes them geniuses. But matter of fact, I'm gonna read that too. There's 2 scriptures I'm gonna read with y'all before I get out of here. What's my scripture? So one in, okay. All right. Let me show y'all. Y'all think I just be making this stuff up? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. All right, look. Look at this. I'm not making this up. In Revelations. I'm going to read 2 scriptures in Revelations. Look, Revelations 9. I'm going to start at verse 1. And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a what? A star fall from heaven unto where? The earth. So when that 5th trumpet was sounded, it says a star fell from the earth. And we know the star is represented as an angel. So it's a particular angel fell to the earth. And we know it's talking about an angel, because why? It said what? Look, I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him. Who's him? So this particular fallen angel, it says, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. So this particular angel that fell to the earth gave them the knowledge and the understanding of how to open up the bottomless pit. He had the key. And we may be thinking is a physical key. The key was the technology to open up that gate, to open up that portal. See, look at verse 2. And what he did? It says, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. See? You see? And look at this, matter of fact. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this probably tomorrow. Look at these images. This was happening right now in New York, and in parts of Jersey over here because of the wildfires that's happening in Canada right now. Look what the sun looked like. Look what the sun looked like right now. Could it be? As the pit is opening, the smoke of a great furnace that's covering the sun and the air was darkened. It says, and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. Just the way my mind is, could it be that they causing these fires to block out what we seeing? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I know that those forest fires is another part of prophecy. But I'm going to talk about it in a video that I'm going to do tomorrow. But look at this. We can't make this stuff up. A gray film just is covering the sky where you could look directly at the sun. The sun is not even giving off his light. And people don't even think that we're living in prophetic times. When have we ever seen things like this? Hold on, let me show you how this. Like, we're not living in prophetic times. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video on this tomorrow. But I'm like, hey, I might as well show y'all since we in the book of Revelations. Look at this. This is what New York City looked like. This Times Square. What? This Times Square. Look at the color of the sky. But we the crazy ones. We crazy for pointing it out. Everybody operating regular, and don't think this is not crazy. And this been happening like this for like the past couple of years. Y'all realize that, right? This ain't the first time this happened. This happened like 2-3 times. Where there was fire coming from what they said, Canada, which caused the smoke from Canada to come all the way to New York City. Yeah, y'all remember that? A couple of years ago. Look at that. But we crazy. We crazy because we believe in the Bible. We crazy because we follow Christ. We crazy because, we believe in these things. This is the reason why they got to give you these deep fake videos, because now so much prophecy is going to be coming to pass and we're going to be able to see it. They're going to have to confuse you with false reality. They have the technology to do these things. Now that the question is, who's giving them the information to this technology? Let me go to this scripture too. So it's not a coincidence that technology has gone rampant on the earth. Okay? Technology, and nobody can say there wasn't a boom in technology in the past 20 years, 30 years. Who is giving this information? I've seen this other video, talking about technology, right? I've seen this next video of somebody actually, they had, I'm gonna see if I can find that video too. Matter of fact, let me see. Before I read this scripture, of somebody did they had a microscope, and they were looking photographically into a microchip. Hold on, y'all gotta see this. And there's no way a person created a microchip. I don't even think we have an instrument that small to be able to create what we were seeing in that microscope. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna find it. Hit that like button right here. See, it's the first thing. Look at this. This is crazy. Is this it? Hold on, let me see if I can. I'm gonna find it. Was this it? There's like 2 or 3 videos. I'm gonna try to find the best one. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, look at this. Let me play this one. Oh, come on. Look at this one. Look at this. Look at this. Insane discovery while viewing a processor under a microscope. Somebody did some trickery there. But I want to show you the other video. Nah, hold on. There's another one. This person just playing around. Let me see if I can find a good one. These people just be playing around.
This video provides an intriguing look inside a microchip, starting with zoomed-in views captured by a digital SLR camera before transitioning to a scanning electron microscope.
Look at that. This is under a microscope. Who created? How can a man create that?
Our phones, our televisions, and even our cars, they are microchips. Microchips are tiny electronic circuits. These small chips send and receive signals as electrical pulses and rapidly do complex calculations on these signals.
Get to the point.
The microchips inside your computer to the main brains of the computer, a microchip called columns. These wires are the chip's link to the outside world. They provide power to the chip and also send signals to and from the chip. Now we see a well-organized landscape. The gridded pathways are tiny metal wires. Electrical pulses travel along these wires to go between different parts of the...
Now, take a look at that. So you're going to tell me a man made this? This came out of a mind of a man to take all of these little intricate wires and put them together like this? But they looking at us and say, yeah, the Bible is not real. So who created this? A man or a demon or a fallen angel? Which one?
Chip. These wires are the roads and highways of the microchip world. As we get closer, some pathways cross over others. This is because microchips are layered. This chip, which was made in the late 90s, has only 4 layers, while modern...
Like I said, and these kind of videos get crazier, okay? So, when that angel fell and gave them access to whatever, more technology started ramping up. So technology is not coming out of the mind of a mere man. It's coming from somewhere. Okay? Because I still want to see a person build a microchip in my face. And a microchip is exactly what it's called. It's micro. So for you to be able to fit all of those intricate wires in a microchip, I don't know how you could do that. What? That's otherworldly to me. Microchips, bro. So it's not far-fetched when we read this right here. In Revelation 13, verse 11, and it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spake as a lion. Right? And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. That first empire, to worship that empire. And he doeth what? This empire now says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So this beast will be able to deceive people by like this. Look, and deceiveth. That same word there. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles. Because people are not gonna be like, yo, I can't believe that. How he's able to do that? He could cause everybody to believe it by using a deep fake. You thought about that one? And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles. So Christ said, beware of the deception. But this particular beast will have power to deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the swoon by a sword and did live. This is what we read in the book of Revelations. See? And he had power to give life unto the image. Yo, we getting somewhere here. He had power to give life unto the image. The same, could it be the same way that they giving life to these images on these apps, on these AI apps? Look, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that had the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Then it goes into, with the same technology, causing all, both small and great, rich and poor, bond and free, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So this is talking about technology here. This is a piece of technology that would be able to give to people to ensure that, all right, if you don't have this particular piece of technology or this mark, you won't be able to buy or sell. It's the same technology that would give life or make the image, or like you said, give life to the image. It's the same technology that will deceive them by means of those miracles. Listen. Y'all guess is as good as mine. But I'm seeing where this technology is leading us to. All of these deep fakes, and you can't tell if it's real or not. Then here comes the image of the beast. Yeah, look what I could do. Matter of fact, I could make you speak. I could make him speak. I could make them speak. Matter of fact, if you want to continue using my technology, you need my mark. And if you don't have my mark, and you don't have the mark to be able to use your digital currency, you won't be able to buy or sell. I think this is where we're leading to. I think this, you could call it a sci-fi film if you want. But the more we get closer to the end, the more technology is more rampant, the clearer it becomes. The more evident this whole thing really is. And like we seen in the video what that guy was talking about, he's like, yo, we're coming to the scary part about all of this is we're coming to a time where you're not going to be able to decipher what's real and what's fake. And I'm already 100% positive that they already have technology to do that. They just didn't release it to the public. And the technology that they did release to the public is outdated to them. So God knows what they have access to right now. Only God knows. Because they have access to technology that we haven't even fathomed yet. And that's the thing, why would they release this type of technology to the world and give you a free tier of it? Just try it out. Yeah, just try it. Technology is so advanced like that you could create perfect images, perfect things, and it's free. And the more you pay for it, the better the technology becomes. The only reason why they would make it free is so that way everybody could have access to it. Everybody need access to the beast. And I always tell you, I always say this to y'all. When they finally roll out the mark of the beast, it's not going to be like how they portray it and they depict it on these TV shows or in that movie called Left Behind, where people will be forced to take it. No. It's going to be willing. Like how you got to willingly serve the Most High. Lucifer said what? He will be like the Most High. He's a fake copy of the Most High. So if the Most High wants a willing servant, a willing sacrifice, it would be the same way when it comes with Satan and the demons on his side. You got to be a willing participant. So when they finally roll out this mark that they're going to give to the world, you're going to have a choice. It's going to be presented to you. All right, so yeah. We no longer using cash, so you could decide what you want to do. Yeah, everything is digital now. So they're going to, and they slowly, incrementally introducing the population to it. Getting us accustomed to what? Using our phones, tap and pay. Using your phone to pay for transportation. Using apps like Uber where you pay through the phone, your debit card, you could just tap. People rarely carry. I rarely carry cash. There's no need to carry cash. So they're phasing out that old system to introduce the digital system. We're moving into a digital age where everything will be digital. Your money, your identification, okay? Everything will be digital. And the first phase of that was 6 years ago when they introduced the scamdemic, and they were saying, what was it? Contactless payment system and all of that stuff. People weren't passing money because of the fear of transmitting the germs. Remember that? Then after that happened, when they started opening up everything, almost every corner store that you used to go in there and pay with cash with, you can now tap in corner stores. Y'all don't realize that? You go to any store now, they accept some form of tap payment, because they're gonna have to integrate that into their business, because if you don't, then you ain't gonna have no business, because they're phasing out cash. So incrementally, they're introducing the population into their system. So it's gonna be something that it's not gonna be forced, but by proxy, it's almost like they're forcing you, because you're not gonna have access to the old payment system. It's going to be a new payment system. Then from there, it's going to go to like, all right, you know what? We can't trust anybody. We don't know who's who. We have terrorists coming from over there doing crimes and using money to purchase criminal activity stuff. So you know what? We got to have surveillance on who's coming in here to pay. You know what? We got to implement a system where we could track everybody's DNA and know who's paying for what. How are we going to do that? Well, we got to put a technology on everybody so that way we can know for sure that you're not a terrorist. So if you're not a terrorist, you need to get this mark. But if you are a terrorist, then we'll know it's you, and we'll be able to identify you. Matter of fact, you just won't be able to operate in our system anymore because you don't have the mark, because you're not trying to identify yourself. That's how it's going to work, guys. I'm telling y'all. And then people will be lined up because, you know, they're not going to have access to the things that they used to have access to. And that's how they're going to get people to take that mark and to pledge allegiance to the beast. So Christ already showed us the beginning of, you know, what is going to take, or what we're going to start seeing before he returns. And the first phase of that is the deception. And we're witnessing the rise of it right now as we speak. It's no denying it. It's undeniable. It's what, you know, you guys be the judge. You guys tell me what you think. If you think that, you know, I'm stretching it, it's a stretch, like this can't be the signs, or we're definitely here. Like, you guys be the judge. I can only put together what I see and formulate it through from what I'm reading in scripture. Put two and two together. What's causing people to be fooled? Technology, these fake videos, fake imagery. We don't know if it's real or not. We don't know. But brothers and sisters, like I said, I'm just a messenger, and like I said, I'm gonna keep a close eye on this. We're all gonna continue to track this, but I'm telling you, it's undeniable what this technology and where we're heading in this earth, man. Definitely. So I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for you guys coming in. I see we got about we down about 30 something likes. If everybody could kindly just hit that like button one time. All right, clap it up for y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming in. About 500 and something people on right now. All praises. Thank you guys for your participation. Thank you guys for everything that you are doing. And I pray that this short broadcast was edifying for you guys and eye-opening, as it was for me as well too. You know, it ain't rocket science anymore. I can tell you that. But shout out to everybody who's here, man. There's so much of y'all, and I feel so bad because I can't be talking on the camera and being interactive on the chat at the same time, and I feel so bad, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of great points, but I'm gonna fix that. Mark my words, I'm going to fix that, and the way I'm gonna do that, I ain't gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna fix that. There's gonna be a way how I'm gonna fix how I'm gonna be able to monitor the chat and speak to you guys at the same time, and I'm working on it, trust me. But I definitely appreciate you all for interacting on the chat and hitting the like button and even actually just coming in and sitting through this broadcast. All right, I appreciate you all. I thank you all. Right, you know.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're now tuned into the Born of Levi experience.
Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I said we was 30-something likes down, and y'all did that thing, man. Y'all real ones. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for driving the traffic, right? Y'all are the way that you know this message will go far. Without you guys, you know, platforms like, you know, small platforms like this won't exist. So I appreciate you guys for what you guys are doing. Yeah, man. I thank you guys for coming in. Excuse me. You guys were truly great. Right, you guys were truly great. I definitely appreciate everything that you guys do. I pray that you guys have a blessed night. First and foremost, have a blessed night. right? Have a blessed day tomorrow. Make sure you guys say your prayers before you leave the house. You're going in and you're coming out. Pray that the Most High hedges you and your families, your children, right? That's very, very important, man. Your protection. Pray that you all are healthy and safe. I pray that you guys have a blessed rest day, Sabbath day, to come. But guys, we see the days, we see the times that we're living in. We see what's happening on the earth. Don't be shaken with fear. Don't be, oh my gosh, we're all going to die. It's the end. Nah, it ain't the end for us. Okay. Like Christ said, it may be an end for the Roman rule for their world, but we gonna live again with Christ. All right, so hold the fort. Remember to watch and pray always. Listen, the weapons of our warfare is not carnal. Right? Continue to watch and pray always. Prepare for you and your household. And preparing doesn't look like just sitting around. You're actively doing something. You're putting your faith to action. Like it tells us in the book of James, faith without works is dead. So if you believe, you must actively work towards what you believe. And that's how you exercise your faith. So guys, have a blessed night. Have a blessed day tomorrow. And if it be the Lord's will, I will catch you and see you all next week. Same channel, same time. Be there or be squared. I didn't have a good ending, so I just wanted to I just wanted to say that. But, hopefully you guys are there. But thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Stay prayed up and sin not. Watch and pray always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Shalom, peace and blessings. Have a good night.
Are you tired of reading the Bible and not really understanding what it means? Yo, you're reading the book upside down? I need a teacher. I got the perfect solution for you. The Hebrew and Bible Academy got you all covered. There, you'll learn the original Hebrew language with Elder Lawyer, groundbreaking news from around the world with Elder Shapat, and all new up-to-date lessons, including ancient history with Elder Ricard. Visit us at historytimes.org and enroll there. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.